Hey everyone, welcome to another episode of Spill the Tea with Tommy D. We are going to do another tea from the company Tealeavz. That's Tealeavz, spelled Tealeavz, because they're cool like that. We're going to do another fall tea. Get ready, white women, because we're doing pumpkin spice chai. This time of year, in my apartment, we have pumpkin everything. My wife and I, we do pumpkin beers, we do pumpkin teas, coffees, all the different flavors, because one of us is a basic white girl. It's true. I actually am obsessed with pumpkin. It's going to be great. Alright, so pumpkin spice chai by Tealeavz. This is the base for this, no tea leaves in this one. It's actually a honey bush tea, which, similar to rooibos, it's like kind of little flakes, and it's naturally caffeine free. So this is a great tea for any type of day, early morning for your caffeine sensitive people, or at night for anyone else and everyone, I guess. So honey bush tea, it's got the traditional chai spices. We got cinnamon, we got cardamom, we got ginger, we have cocoa nibs, which is probably going to add a little touch of sweetness to it, as well as the honey bush. Then we also have some pumpkin spice flavor to it, some safflower, and that's it. And we're gonna check it out. So, and also if you have something like this and you always want to add some caffeine to it, I'm sure you could blend this pretty nicely with a black tea, and it would still taste great. And there was an episode I did about blending, if you're interested about that. Wow. So I smell a lot. I smell the honey bush. I do. I smell that little sweetness, a little bit of honey sweetness from the honey bush. The cinnamon, the cardamom are very prevalent. I don't smell the cocoa nibs, but I do see them. I'll take a better look at that. But yeah, honey bush, very little bit of pumpkin, probably because, again, usually same thing with that, the apple spice chai was very prevalent. The spices really take up the aromas when you're smelling it. So this is, so I have my 16-ounce mug. We're going to do 1.5 teaspoons per 8 ounces, so 3 teaspoons for this guy here. Boom. And this is a very beautiful looking blend. That's the cool thing about like herbal teas and flavored teas. You can really see all the ingredients. So I can see, like I said, I can see the cocoa nibs. I can see the honey bush. I can see the cinnamon, the cardamom, the ginger. All really, really beautiful looking. And then there's these little red flakes, which I'm guessing are the safflower. I've never seen safflower before. I'll have to look it up. Cinnamon, spicy, sweetness. It's going to be good. All right, so I got 3 teaspoons. We're going to put that in the strainer. Herbal tea. Not going to burn tea leaves because there's no tea leaves. And then this is going to steep for a beefy 7 minutes, which we're gonna talk about that. By that I mean we all know what happens. 7 minutes. Guess a lot of long steep times this past couple episodes because I ain't gonna sit here and talk for 7 minutes. But here's the thing. What I've been seeing right now is everyone's very on different ends of the spectrum when it comes to a vaccine for coronavirus. Some people are saying they're not going to take it at all. Some people want to take it right away. Some people don't want to take it right away. And here's the thing. Most of the people that are complaining and voicing these harsh opinions about vaccines, they're plumbers. You know, they're school teachers. They're not doctors. So in honor of this 7-minute steep time, I'm going to let someone equally as qualified to talk about vaccines as most of the people are that are complaining about the vaccines. So, it's time for everyone's favorite segment called Sadie Spills the Tea. So Sadie is going to tell you what she thinks about the vaccines and if she thinks you should take them or not. So, take it away, Sadie. Yes. Wow, fascinating. Now, also, what do you think that given the amount of time they're going to put in there, is the vaccines most likely due to modern technology? Do you think they'll be pretty safe for immediate use? Excellent, excellent, excellent. And for the people who seem to know a lot about this stuff, even though they actually don't know a lot about this stuff, is there any kind of calming words you could kind of give to them to tell them that it's probably the best thing for all of us to get a vaccine or anything like that? She always knows just the right things to say. Alright, so we have our pumpkin spice chai by Tealeavz. Let's check it out. Whew. All these ingredients get like stuck together, just like plop down. Everything, I can see still everything. I can see the cardamom pieces, I can see the ginger. Now I still smell the cinnamon. The only thing I don't see is the cocoa nibs, which means, you know, they melt into the tea in this type. So, if you're doing, like, fasting or anything with the type of tea like this, you might want to be careful, because there might be some calories in there because of the cocoa. Yeah, I still smell just a lot of the ginger, the cinnamon, the cardamom. For the non-brewed tea leaves, I can see the safflower, or what is it? Yeah, safflower. Alright. Yeah, smells good. Smells delicious. Probably will taste as well. So, very dark, deep, red. Almost reminds me of almost like a cinnamon, like what you see when something's like cinnamon flavored almost. It's got like that deep reddish, almost kind of reminds me of almost like a Christmas color now. A little darker than like a fall color for this one. Let's smell the tea. Always want to smell it first. Okay. So first sniff, I got like a lot of cinnamon, and then you kind of got to adjust to it a little bit. And then that second sniff, I can get much more of a blend of the spices, and then underneath you smell the honey bush, the pumpkin in there as well. I know I made the joke of it, but this isn't gonna be your pumpkin spice latte pumpkin spice. It's not going to be like sweet like that, but the flavor is still going to be there. You can always add a little sugar, but that's not my thing. The sweetness is good. I'm not a huge into like a there's some teas like actually Tealeavz sent me one, a Maharaja chai, and while I will drink it, I enjoy it. The Maharaja chai is like a real deep chai. It doesn't have any of that sweetness. And with my chais, I like a little bit of sweetness to break it up a little bit, but that's just me. Yeah, the honey bush really cuts through. The pumpkin is subtle. It's not as pumpkin, a little more on the spice, not as much pumpkin, but the flavor is still there. Yeah, I really like it. It was it's very unexpected. The honey bush is really, really good. Yeah, the honey bush is actually more prevalent. I expected the spices to be there. So it's a little sweeter than I expected. The spices are kind of more, I taste them more of, I wouldn't say undertones. They're still there, but like the pumpkin's a little more subtle, but the honey bush is really, really delicious. And then I get the cinnamon. The honey bush kind of sits on the top, on the tongue, is where I get that sweetness, and then the cinnamon and the ginger and the cardamom, those all kind of get envelop the mouth a little bit more for that like well-rounded spice flavor. So Another really solid chai. Chais are tough because there's a lot of flavors in there. But I'm tasting all of them. The blending has been really good on both of these teas. All the elements of the tea are tasty, well blended, and nothing too over the top. As far as like, sometimes you get something you're like, this tastes like a cup of cinnamon powder, but it's not. Really, really good. Pumpkin spice chai by Tealeavz. One more time. I'm going to try and get some teas with some shorter steep times so I can voice my mind, even though Sadie does a better job anyway. And, listen to doctors, the people who went to school for 8 years about this kind of stuff. Not your neighbor, Jim. Just a thought. All right. We'll see you on the next episode.